My question is to the Prime Minister. Today, Senator Hanson said the price of One Nation supporting the Prime Minister's $80 billion big business handout was a new coal-fired power station. Will the Prime Minister rule out building a new coal-fired power station, or is nothing off-limits when it comes to teaming up with One Nation?
The Minister for the Environment and Energy.
Mr Speaker, well, the Labor Party should know that when in Victoria they tripled the coal royalties and oversaw the closure of Hazelwood, the people of Victoria saw their wholesale prices increase by 80%, Mr Speaker. The Labor Party should know that when Jay Weatherall oversaw the closure of the Northern Power Station, the people of South Australia saw their wholesale prices go up by another 80%, Mr Speaker, and they told him what they thought of it at the state election, Mr Speaker. So when it comes to coal, under the National Energy Guarantee, it will continue to stay an important part of the energy mix. But I'd say to the member for Batman, don't believe the Leader of the Opposition when he comes down and tells the baristas in the member's seat that coal has no future in Australia. Because when he goes to Mackay and he speaks to the miners, he says coal has a future, Mr Speaker. Now, we all know that the Labor Party is not up front with the workers. They've abandoned the blue-collar workers. When will they go down to the seat of Gippsland and tell those workers, the 300+ workers at the Yallourn power stations, that they won't have a job under Labor's policy? When will they go to the electorate of Flynn and tell those 230 workers at the Gladstone power station that under Labor's policy they won't have a job? When will they go to the member for Shortland's electorate at Vales Point and tell those workers there, 300 workers, that under the Labor's party policy they will not have a job? Now, Mr Speaker, when it comes to the Labor Party's policy, we know they won't listen to business. We know the Leader of the Opposition no longer listens to BHP, no longer listens to BlueScope, no longer listens to the Business Council of Australia. But now he doesn't even listen to the unions, because his former union, the AWU, the Victorian Secretary, Ben Davis, said, and I quote, the following. Listen to this. The Leader of the Opposition should listen carefully. The rush away from coal is unseemly in its haste, because we are potentially crucifying hundreds of thousands of manufacturing workers, Mr Speaker. That's the Leader of the Opposition's own union. And then the CFMEU President, Tony Marr, said a renewable energy target of 50% by 2030.
The Minister will just resume his seat for a second. The member for Batman on a point of order.
He hasn't mentioned One Nation once. Point of relevance, sorry. Point of relevance.
The member for Batman can resume her seat. When a question talks about an $80 billion handout that doesn't have any reference to anything else, it kind of opens it up to the world. The minister has no. Members on my right, members on my right, the Minister for Trade and Investment, the Second Deputy Speaker will resume his seat. Second Deputy Speaker is well aware that only one point of order can be taken on relevance, and the matter will not be debated. I've ruled on the matter. The Minister has the call.
Mr Speaker, the final word goes to the CFMEU President, passing judgment on Labor's 50% renewable energy target. And he says, and I quote, the 50% target will increase the cost of electricity for manufacturing and ordinary households, Mr Speaker. Only the Coalition can be trusted to deliver more affordable and reliable power.